I think the ability on the part of every individual in the organization to understand the impact on the organization's bottom line of every action of theirs is what finance management is. And why should everybody understand how their actions are going to impact the organization's bottom line? So that, as far as possible, each person does those things that impact the bottom line positively and avoids doing those things that hurt the bottom line. This is what finance management is. And from this point of view, every person whose actions have the power to affect the bottom line is a finance person. What I'm trying to tell you is, you are the real finance persons of the organization. You are the ones whose actions generate profit for the organization. Those of you who are handling production, sales, HR, what do the persons in the accounts department do? They are the ones whose actions calculate profit for the organization. What I'm trying to ask you is, should we call the actions that generate profit as finance management, or should we call the actions that calculate profit? I think it is the generation. And over 95% of businesses were sick due to one reason: financial mismanagement. Now, what does it mean? To me, it means if somebody comes to me and says, I went sick because I became technologically obsolescent, I don't understand how I can blame this person. Suddenly, this person finds there is a giant in front of him as a competitor. This giant is miles ahead in technology, and this person's technology is out of date, and he doesn't have the money to buy new technology. How do you blame this person? Somebody says, I went sick because of labor problems. Folks, sympathies go out to this person. But when somebody says, I went sick due to financial mismanagement, to me it looks like the blame lies squarely on this person's shoulders. Why did this person go sick? Because the real finance people in the organization say we are non-finance. And many of those people who call themselves finance people are actually doing accountancy. Then who is doing finance management? Finance management responsibility runs across the organization. So folks, when I go on and on and on, how important finance management is. Bad finance management causes so much of grief. Good finance management is the need of the hour. And if good finance management has to happen, it has to happen through the actions of the people who usually call themselves non-finance persons. When I go on and on like this, chances are some of you get up and say, okay, we are convinced. We are convinced good finance management is very important, and if it has to happen through our actions. Then please tell us what is good finance management so that from tomorrow we can start practicing. And then my reaction used to be, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you what is good finance management. It is not a two-line definition. It's a whole subject. It's a whole philosophy. It takes years to learn. And then I used to feel the unfairness of it all. That what am I doing? I first communicate to you how important the subject is. I perhaps create in you a desire that I am willing to arm myself with the knowledge so that I can make a difference to my organization. And when you say I am willing and I am ready, I have to tell you I have no answers. I used to wonder, that's not fair. Can I give you a magic formula? You want to practice good finance management from tomorrow? Here is a magic formula. Do this from tomorrow and good finance management will happen. Now, while there are no magic formulae, what I'm going to do with you now is pretty close to that. I am going to give you what, in my opinion, is good finance management, presented to you in the form of two rules. Let's call them the two golden rules of good finance management. My conviction is, you understand these two rules. The good news is they are very, very easy to understand. Like everything else in finance, these two rules are also common sense rules. They're not rocket science. You understand these two rules. You internalize these two rules. If you promise me never to violate these two rules, I will promise to you that most problems that others will face on account of bad finance management, you will never face. The first fundamental common sense rule of good finance management says, you must never ever invest your money without ensuring that what you can earn through the deployment of resources is at least equal to, preferably greater than, the corresponding cost of sources. Folks, you will be amazed. You will be amazed what an illiterate person will not do. How many large organizations are guilty of doing? What are they guilty of doing? They are guilty of investing their money into avenues where they are not even generating a return which is even equal to the cost of capital, and what is scary is they don't even know it.